Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphan Last, aka Skylar Madison, and today I decided to change it up how I say thank you to you guys. It always seemed kind of weird to have the most boring video in the world as the way I say thank you for getting 4,000 subscribers. But in the past, I've just basically shown you guys all the same things over and over again, and I'm sure you guys are kind of tired of it. So I'm going to take a moment to just kind of show you guys the process of me making a high quality thumbnail. And I saved all of the artwork that I did while making this, and you'll notice that I clip all of the artwork inside of the 4,000 subscribers, at least with the artwork here. And basically I did all of this light and shadow coloring work on it, and it's a pre-drawn image. I drew this image like about a year ago. It is my artwork, it's just I've never actually used this specific image in a way that I felt kind of proud of. And so sometimes when I work on a thumbnail, yes, I am proud of my work. There are times where I have the extra time to spend on working on a thumbnail, and I take great pride in some of the high craftsmanship that I put into just a stupid thumbnail. But the thing is this is all vector graphics, so later on it can become products, it could become a billboard if I really wanted it to. It might need a little bit of touch up here and there, but it would still be preserved perfectly, in that what looks good really large is not always necessarily what looks good small, and the same vice versa, so it might need a little bit of touch-up. But anyhow, I just kind of want to look over my channel while you guys see me draw out this thumbnail, and right now I'm just, you know, getting into the YouTube studio, and as of June 22nd, 2020, I have 4,003 subscribers. It's excellent. I mean, right as I was recording this video, I was just thinking, yeah, you know, I just need like 3 more subscribers and I'll hit that, and wow, holy cow, at the end of the day, there it is, 4,003 subscribers. As I go into my analytics and I look at the views in terms of the whole lifetime of my channel, I've gotten 334,000 views on my channel in the last 4 years in total. Okay, now this is just me describing my channel's performance, not necessarily what the most ideal performance is or anything like that. I'm pretty sure there are things that I could do better, but you know, I've accomplished quite a bit with this channel, and it's great to see that it's starting to have a following, an actual following. In terms of watch time throughout the full lifespan of my channel, you guys have watched 20,000 hours. And that's just crazy to think. In terms of the full lifespan of my channel, it's not much, but for 4 years worth of work, it's nice to see that for 4 years being on YouTube, full lifespan of my channel and everything, at least while I've been making videos, I have made $399.36 just off of ad revenue. Okay, if you guys recall, it wasn't that long ago that I reached the point to where I could actually get paid on YouTube, and it's so nice to see that this is actually starting to look like something that could kind of steamroll into something pretty significant. I mean, it used to be that if I would check my 7 days of analytics, I was lucky to get 2 or 3 subscribers a day. And it's crazy. Like, I mean, think about that. 2 to 3 subscribers a day, okay? Let's say we're thinking positively. So, 3 times 30, okay? 30 days in a month, okay? I would be lucky to get 90 subscribers in a month, okay? Now, right now, as I'm looking at my 7 days worth of, you know, number of people coming in and subscribing, I have 65 subscribers in the last 7 days. When in the past, in the first 2.5 years, if not longer, in 30 days, I would be hoping to get 90, and in 7 days now, currently, I got 65 subscribers. It's just mind-blowing, the growth, and it's totally satisfying. In the last, you know, 30 days, you know, I've gotten 268 subscribers. When I was just in the past I was hoping just to get 90, and here currently I see 268 subscribers. Of course, you know, there's a little title underneath it that says 88 more than usual. 88 more subscribers than usual. Which is awesome. Recently, YouTube has been notifying me also that views are up. It states your channel got 22,353 views in the last 28 days. Huh, that is crazy. What was it? Like 4,000 minutes watched? Or I don't know. I think it was like 400,000 minutes needed to be watched in order to be getting ad revenue, okay? And I think it was something like 4,000 or 5,000 views. And just in the last 28 days right now, okay? I mean, it took me months to reach the views part. It took me 2 years to pretty much reach the 400,000 minutes watched. And in just 28 days, currently, my channel has 22,353 views. That is just awesome. Thank you. I mean, when you're looking around on the internet trying to find advice on how to make a good channel, you wind up hearing a bunch of buzzwords that ultimately mean nothing. Like,
oh, as long as you have high quality content, as long as you're making quality content, people will come.
And it's like, okay, well, what makes quality content? Like, how about some tutorials that actually, instead of repeating, that's what a lot of these help grow your YouTube channels basically do. They basically just keep repeating the same nonsense, and I completely stopped listening to them ultimately, and just thought, it's my channel, I can do whatever the hell I want, and I'll promote it, and it's high quality content as far as I'm concerned, and as long as it fits my quality standards, then, you know, people will come. Because, like, all throughout elementary school, you know, grade school and such like that, whenever I would start doodling inside of one of my pages in my notebook, or started drawing something more formally, people would wind up gathering around my desk. It was the whole class just kind of crowded around my desk. And the teacher could be teaching right then at that moment, and then I could just kind of doodle something very small, and the person sitting next to me all of a sudden says, "Hey, Skylar's drawing a picture." And then all of a sudden the whole class would interrupt the teacher and gather around my desk. And that was just something that just fascinated me. It's better than being on stage rehearsing lines that someone else wrote. It was just this thrill, this excitement. And if I can excite these kids all the way back then I can excite them now. In fact, when I was in 5th grade, I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Olson, okay? Mr. Olson decided to let me teach his class. Now, I kind of regret some of the things that I taught when I was that young in 5th grade, but even still, I taught a class. The teacher actually thought I was good enough to teach, which is crazy. Much later on in life, when I graduated high school, I actually taught his class again, and it was mainly to get a letter of recommendation. I don't know if I have it anymore, but it's just something that, you know, this is something that's always connected to me, and it's always been able to connect with others when I'm in a situation or a setting where that's possible for other people to connect with it. There's not very many social situations where you can connect with people with your artwork, and in school it was totally normal. But once I got out, I mean, it was the only thing I liked about school. And like the second I got out of high school, I was just thinking, oh great, oh that's awesome. You know, high school, it's over, finally. I hated that. There was only one thing I enjoyed out of it. And ultimately, it's the one thing that I wound up missing. And ultimately, it's the one thing I wound up missing the most. And you guys are it. You guys are that thrill that I used to get all throughout my childhood. And, you know, people talk about things like post-anxiety, like as you're about to post something like a video or whatever it may be, whether it's on social media and stuff. I guess in the past I have been terrified of posting something that's not art-oriented. The last 12 years with like politics have kind of made it feel like I cannot say anything. I am not permitted. And if I do say something, I felt like just a mob will come and mow me over. And it's just, I hate the culture that we currently live in, and it's all politically motivated. It's so horrible. But I'm not going to go delving into those sorts of things. I just kind of want to talk about my experiences a little bit while doing this. So in the past, I've been terrified of making a post where it's kind of like I just want to vent out some frustration, and I felt like I haven't been permitted to because of cultural reasons. And yet, when it comes to my artwork, when it comes to this YouTube channel, I have never thought, oh, is it professional enough? I'm totally willing to just show you guys what I've been working on for the week. And when I feel like it's something that I can teach, I go ahead and do that. I go ahead and teach it. I don't pretend as if I have like all of the knowledge that a person needs in order to be a master artist, but I do know enough in order for people to look at your artwork and say,
yeah, that's professional level. Yeah, you can get paid for that. That's really nice, actually. In fact, that's really good.
Like, you can get plenty of people to look at your images, learning from me and saying,
hey, that's really super high quality.
And I try to give the sorts of advice that's not just nonsense, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, like with figure drawing and such like that. Like, I've seen a bunch of art tutorials, people describe how to draw something, and it seems like, yeah, you know, if you understand shape and form, those descriptions work really well. But for everyone else, it's going to be kind of ethereal. And I kind of feel like I try my best, at least, in order to try to keep the artistic process as well explained as humanly possible, so that you're not just guessing at everything. Throughout the lifetime of my channel, I look at the top performing videos even still today, and I kind of feel like there are some videos that are on the top that I just don't know why. But mainly it's these two. It's the best little mannequin to draw from. Okay, that video's gotten like 10,894 views in the full lifespan of my channel. Okay, I don't know why people like that video so much. It's just something I kind of recorded on the fly, and yet people seem to keep on watching it. And then there's the showcasing OpenTunes Marevna edition video. I'm showcasing a version of Marevna that's just ancient. Like, why is that getting 6,839 views? That's just kind of bizarre. But by and large, there are some videos out there that I totally understand why they're up there. Your first 2D animation in Blender, well-performing video, best performing video on my entire channel by far. Kind of has run laps around every other video that I happen to have made. It's kind of astonishing. How to draw and color in Affinity Designer. Felt like that video was important because after I started to learn some of the features of Affinity Designer, I didn't really feel as though I understood anything, really. I didn't feel like I understood how to draw inside of the program, and it took a lot of experimentation until I found out, okay, yeah, I can go ahead and make a tutorial about this. And so, yeah, it's something that I felt like a lot of new users to Affinity Designer struggle with. And so I wanted to make a video that people would be able to identify with as much as possible. And even though I use Clip Studio Paint nowadays, whenever I'm making a thumbnail like what you're seeing on the screen right now, it's all being done inside of Affinity Designer, just simply because vectors are superior. My how to render an MP4 video, it's still pretty far up there. And I don't know why, because like there have been other OpenTunes personalities that have released that exact same tutorial, and yet my tutorial is ancient, and yet for some reason it's still up there. It's still performing really well. That's kind of interesting to me. And then the video, the best way to animate the camera for OpenTunes. That is a great video for OpenTunes and the OpenTunes community. I'm so glad Adam Earl was willing to share that workflow with me for how to animate the camera inside of OpenTunes. What an interesting way to animate. How to use Krita's assistant tool and what it's good for. Now, I don't really use Krita anymore. The interface always seems like it's too low of a resolution. Like all of the tools panels and stuff like that, they're way too large, and I wish I could just kind of make all of the details a higher resolution and just kind of push them aside so that I could actually see my canvas a lot easier. And that's one of the main reasons why I stopped using Krita. But it is a great piece of software, and the assistant tool is amazing. And if you guys haven't checked it out, if you don't have enough money to purchase any art software, Krita is a good place to go and start with this video. How to use Krita's assistant tool and what it's good for. The how to color your animation in Open Toons video, it performs rather well. It's a tutorial that needed to be made. I don't know if Open Toons has developed any of the coloring tools to be better than it has been in the past. I sure hope that someday OpenToons is able to implement a better workflow for coloring your images. It's just so time consuming instead of OpenToons. But even still, it's a tutorial that just needed to be made, and the OpenToons community has accepted it rather well. I have a video, Krita Tips and Tricks. This is a video I made a long time ago. It's kind of a crappy video, and yet for some reason it gets a lot of attention. It's gotten 5,438 views, so a lot of attention in terms of just the size of my channel and my growth at my specific point in time, that sort of thing. And then the OpenToons tutorial, this is what rooms are. That was my first video, and it's gotten 4,088 views. And yeah, I look through all of my videos that I've made throughout the years, and I can't help but just feel a sense of accomplishment. And I look at socialblade.com and I type in Orphan Last into it, and right now I look at the graph for the monthly gained video views for Orphan Last. As of right now, it's excellent. Like, it's skyrocketing at this point. It's way above what it was when your first animation in Blender was released. It's better than that. It's performing way better than that at this point. And that is my viral video, and for my monthly gained video views for Orphan Last to exceed past my viral video, that's just awesome. It's just kind of mind-blowing. And it's not like something that you have really all that much control over. People make it out to sound like when you're running a channel, oh yeah, try to control this. Oh yeah, go ahead and control that. Yeah, okay. Sure, I'm sure there's all sorts of little, hashtags and weird little things that you can do here and there that can help boost your performance. And yeah, to some extent, I subscribe to those ideas a little bit, but really, I don't really give a crap. And still, I'm kind of making it. I'm starting to kind of, I reached 4,000 subscribers. So that's stinking awesome. In terms of monthly gained subscribers for Orphan Last, okay? I'm looking this over, and, it's not performing better than my viral video, which, once again, it's your first animation in Blender. That is my viral video. It's not performing better than at that point, but it is, actually, I'd say, 3/4 of the way up by comparison to the viral video period. My channel is performing really well. When I look at the future projections, earlier this year it said that early next year I would have 10,000 subscribers. But right now I'm looking at it, and it says that there's an error margin to what it projects. It's not like someone at Social Blade has a crystal ball and knows everything. But it says that in 82 days, which is pretty much 3 months, I will have 5,000 subscribers, okay? And then it says in 111 days after that, which is nearly 4 months, I'll have 7,500, which that's just mind-blowing to me. And then it says in 77 days after that, which is approximately 3 months after, the previous projection, I will have 10,000 subscribers. So basically every 3 months, it seems like the future projections are calculating what it is. So in about 3 months, 5,000, 3 months after that, 7,500, and then 3 months after that, 10,000 subscribers. So in approximately about nine or so months or so, I should have 10,000 subscribers, according to Social Blade. Once again, they don't have a crystal ball or anything like that, but this is what I'm projected at being. I'm thinking about making some videos where I'm working on making my website, and otherwise I'm never going to make my website. And as you guys recall, my New Year's resolution was to make a website, and by damn, I'm going to make it. A little bit of news about my channel. I just hired a model. For those of you that don't know, a model is somebody who is physically fit, that looks good in clothing or just in general, and that person gets paid in order to get photographed. I hired a model to basically go out into a forest and get all these action poses where he's basically just jumping around doing these action poses, and the photographer is just kind of taking pictures while laying down on the floor or climbing a tree, taking pictures and stuff like that. Awesome stuff. I'm hoping to work on making an art book for you guys, and maybe it'll be about either figure drawing, or it may very well be about anatomy. I think my core inspiration will be Bern Hogarth's Dynamic Anatomy, but I do plan on having explanations that are absent inside of Dynamic Anatomy, my personal observations. I think it would have a lot more text than Dynamic Anatomy as well, but having a lot of pictures is important as well for an art book. Anyways, guys, that concludes the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys would like to have more participation with my community, feel free to join my Discord. A link is in the video description below. If you'd like to support this channel, there's an image of my mascot in the upper right corner of the screen. It leads to my Patreon. Any support would be much appreciated. And if you've enjoyed this content and would like to see more, feel free to click on anything else that's appearing on the screen right now. Thank you very much for your time.